What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here, and I want to talk to you about 5 deadly beginner motorcycle mistakes. These are very important things that a lot of people make, especially as a beginner, that can have really bad consequences. But if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell notification button right next to it. That way you're notified every single time I post a video, and I do live stream stuff. I'm actually live streaming this, so if you're a patron or a Discord member, you get access to the live stream of me making this video. So if you like that kind of stuff, join, become part of the crew. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's talk about some deadly mistakes, and they're deadly. They really are deadly because you have to watch out for them, that they can cause fatalities. This isn't your typical, you need to wear a helmet, you need to wear gear. These are actually little things that you can just, be more aware of and fix. It's very easy. So the first one is having stuff in your pockets, like items in your pockets. Like let's say you have a pen or extra spare keys, or you have a garage door opener, or you just put something in your pocket. If you have a long item in your pocket, think of like maybe 5 inches long. It could be metal. It could be like a bolt that you're going to the store to, maybe get another one, and you're just going to ride there real quick. If you crash, that right there will apply leverage to your body in the event of a crash, in the event of impact. And that right there could go inside of your body. You'll create a puncture wound, and depending on where you put that object, it can go into your chest, go into your stomach, go into your legs. So if you have stuff in your pockets, it can apply leverage and either break bones, cause soft tissue injury, cause blood loss, puncture injuries, and stuff like that. So be a little aware of that. The best thing that you can do to fix that problem is to either wear a backpack. Now there's also issues with backpacks, but wear a backpack, put the stuff in the backpack, get a tank bag. That right there is one of the safer options, is to put stuff in the tank bag. So if you do crash, it's not on you, it's on the bike. And if it gets on the bike and you flip or whatever it is that happens, it will go away from you. It's not going to be inside your pockets to cause a puncture wound. Or have saddlebags. But the main thing is you do not want to have a ton of stuff, especially hard objects inside your pockets, because in the event of a crash, that impact right there will apply force to your body and cause soft tissue injuries and some bad things. So the next one is shoes with laces. Now, I keep hearing about this from beginner riders. I've never really had an issue because I've always tied my shoelaces when I was starting to ride. I always tied them around my shoes, making sure that they weren't in the way. But some people have actually dropped their bikes. Some people have actually crashed. Some people have gotten very injured because of these things. So the shoelaces, they can get loose. They can get really loose, and depending on how long they are, or depending where you have motor parts, you have moving parts, you have all these things on your bike, it can get caught. Same thing with any loose clothing. Got to make sure, you got to pay attention. Make sure you're not having stuff dangle off the back of your backpack or something, and it reaches too far, grabs the chain, or grabs the belt, or whatever it is you have back there, the tires. Got to be careful with that. So basically anything with loose, waving clothing, laces, rope, anything like that. So if you cinch down stuff on the back of your bike for a long camping trip, make sure all the loose, straps and everything is not reaching down and hitting the back tire and causing, a wheel lockup or something. But loose laces actually are very bad. I've had some people tell me in the comments and all that stuff is that their loose lace, their little loop on the lace, when they step down, when they put their foot down, it actually catches the peg, or it catches the shifter knob, or it catches the brake, it catches something so that it does catch your foot from going all the way down and applying, a good foothold. You drop the bike. Now, that might not be deadly, that might not be fatal, but you have to think about it. Once if you're out by yourself in the mountains or something, you want to take a quick break, you want to, the scenery is so beautiful, you stop, you reach down to put your foot down, it catches, the bike falls on your leg, and now you're stuck out there by yourself. Let's say you completely injure your leg and you can't get the bike up. That can be deadly. You have to watch out for that stuff. So the next thing that you need to pay attention to is your tires. Are they wearing out? Are you showing wires? Is it low pressure or sidewall damage? All these different things play a huge part in being safe. You only have 2 tires. It's not like a car where you have 4 tires. You have stability of a full vehicle. You're basically at the mercy of 2 small pieces of rubber and oil mixture, everything on that tire. And if one blows out, you only have 1. So you really do need to pay attention, especially on the front tire. Make sure there's not a lot of damage. Make sure that you don't have holes in it. You make sure you don't have a nail in it or anything like that. The rear tire wears out quickly. And I swear, every single time I walk in a parking lot and I see a new bike, or I see a bike around there, and I'm like, man, it's cool, there's another motorcyclist around. And I look at the rear tire, there are wires showing on the rear tire. It is ridiculous. I understand they're very expensive. Tires are very, very expensive, but you know what? You do need to make sure you're riding safely. Do not ride where it's even close to showing the wires. If you're showing wires, don't even ride. Don't ride. Get those tires changed, okay? Making sure you have the proper pressure is very important. If you have super duper low pressure and you take a nice sharp turn, guess what? You might be able to break the bead off your tire, and now your tire and rim are separated. It's very dangerous. You're not going to have the same mobility. You're not going to have the same speed, safety with a low pressure tire. Same thing even with super high pressure. So really follow your bike's recommendation for tire pressure. It's not the tire itself. The tire on it says recommended high pressure, but pay attention to the tire pressure that your bike actually recommends. It's usually somewhere on the bike. I have mine, and I'm going to pop it up here. I have mine near the front of the bike, and it lets me know what my tires should be at. Another mistake that beginner riders do is that they do not practice good habits. Constantly practicing bad habits is not good. You need to practice good habits. You can be really good at being a shitty rider by practicing really shitty habits. You can be a really good rider by practicing really good habits. And when I talk about that is that, you know, you could be riding around, you know, taking left and right turns, going straight, you know, you're being safe. You're not hit. You're not getting hit. You're not crashing. But you could also be doing bad habits like following too close behind another vehicle or staying in the blind spot, not paying attention to that stuff. So getting complacent, especially on commuting. When you commute to work, easy route. You've done this route hundreds of times, going in and out. You understand the traffic because it's the same time every day. That will make you complacent. That will make you unsafe. That will make it to where you start to not pay attention to what's really going on. So take a different route every once in a while. Take a different route or go out for a ride on a leisure ride, someplace you've never been, to where you actually have to focus on the road. You have to focus on your skills. So becoming complacent, doing just commuting can be kind of dangerous, and you can start developing bad habits. So you do need to practice. Go to a parking lot, do some slow speed turns, practice your U-turns, practice doing a figure eight in between a few parking spaces, practice, you know, tilting your head, applying the brakes, practice emergency braking, practice good habits so that when you do need to use them in a situation where something happens, it will come naturally. Also, another thing that beginner riders do, and I was kind of it was an issue for me because I used to do it, is trying to act cool. My thing was trying to speed. I loved to speed when I first started riding. It was a lot of fun. I understand it's not a smart thing to do, especially since I had a 3/4 helmet and like no gear other than gloves. It's not safe at all, but try not to speed. Especially as a beginner rider, you don't know what you're doing. You really don't know what you're doing. And if you're speeding on regular public roads, they're not maintained that well. So you're gonna run into debris, you're gonna run into other cars, you're gonna run into animals. It's not like a track where everything is, you know, in its own bubble to where the track is nice, they have EMS on standby, and you know they double check everything. You're on a public road, so do not try to act cool. You're already cool riding a motorcycle. Just ride the speed limit. Also, riding close to other vehicles is pretty unsafe. I talk about how vehicles and other cars will try to kill you, and I'm going to do another video on that. So if you want, stay tuned to that type of video. But cars, man, other vehicles want to kill you. It's not safe at all. So don't ride close to them. So if you see a cute girl or cute guy in the vehicle next to you, don't ride super close and trying to, like, you know, get their attention, because guess what? You're probably going to crash. So just focus on your ride, focus on what you're doing, and try to stay safe doing that, okay? I just want to say thank you to all my patrons and all my Discord members. They're watching the live stream right here, and we're making this video happen. So thank you, patron members. Thank you. I'm going to put all their names up here. This is the senior and above crew. Veteran crew are in the description. But if you want to be a part of this, make sure you go to my Patreon and see what kind of tier you want to be on and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the crew for making this possible. And but with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and you'll never ride alone.